so many cultures gathered here today, each with their own spin on similar proverbs. Our friends here from Kazakhstan have an old saying that the first step determines the journey, while our guests from Belarus say that everything new depends on its beginning, while the Armenians say that a troubled beginning leads to wisdom and growth. And last but certainly not least, here in Russia, they say a good start makes for an easy finish. Attention, all crews may now take their positions on the field. Time to batten down the hatches and saddle up. First up on today's docket is the snake. Here, crews will need to carefully weave between the pylons, a tall order for these iron giants. They have to be disappointed with this performance. Ooh, that's the kind of penalty that may cost them in the end. Despite their elite training, some teams struggled with the complex maneuvers of the snake and will have to make up for lost time and penalties in the rounds to come. Now let's head over to the firing range for some good old-fashioned pyrotechnics and property damage in the guided missile exercise. Battery operators will need to remotely control each missile to hit the target.
Target remains 0 points.
Oh, so close. You have to think that nerves might have played into that one. Up ahead is the fording site for the Amphibious exercise. There, crews will need to demonstrate agility in order to make their way through the shallow water. Well, they somehow managed to salvage that debacle. Next up is the speed portion of today's competition. So let's head over to the track and watch these behemoths put the pedal to the metal in a race against the clock. At this point, they better be thankful that each pylon was only a 10-second penalty. The competition is going to have a hard time matching that performance. And with today's events nearing a close, there's not much time left for each crew to cement their place in the tournament bracket. No Tank Biathlon would be complete without a flagrant showcasing of the brute force and sheer power of these iron giants. Let's all watch as they approach the demolition portion of the competition, where each crew will be judged on style and execution as they tear through these prefab homes. Next up is the escarpment, where again we see the remnants of tank combat. Similar to a biathlon springboard event, here crews will have to clear the obstacles and debris to proceed. This should be a fun one. Now not bad, but sloppy execution really hurt them. It's the small details that really make or break you this late in the game. Time to push these diesels to the limit with some red line power shifting. You know, at this point, it's hard to see a definitive frontrunner here. If each crew stays focused, it very well could come down to the final event.
All crews, ready payload. Mark, fire at will.
Now that's one for the highlight reel. And just as they were drying off from their first dip, here we come to another water obstacle. And at 30 meters in length and almost a meter deep, switching gears is going to be next to... Ooh, what were they thinking? It's late in the competition, and you have to hope that each crew has the focus to navigate the minefield ahead. The next 60 meters are littered with mines indicated by blue markers, each resulting in penalty seconds of hit. Harsh, but nothing compared to the cost in actual combat. Oof, let's hope they perform better in actual combat. Out of bounds penalties really crush them here. That might be the final nail in this coffin. These guys are really putting on a show here today. Here we come to another demolition exercise, and I'm being told that this time around, pyrotechnics have been added. I'll tell you, the showmanship on display here today has just been remarkable. Spectacular. Hats off to the technical crew on that one. This next obstacle is as unforgiving as they come. Crews will need to exercise extreme caution to get through this one unscathed. And they make it through without a scratch. Don't pop the bottle of champagne just yet. The third firing range is still ahead, and they'll need to perform flawlessly to hang on to the lead. Next up is what some have called the most difficult exercise in the competition, the third and final firing range. Here, crews will test their accuracy while in motion, a tall order even for the most decorated of marksmen.
That was a confirmed hit.
Incredible shot. Crews really need to take advantage of this second shot if they have any hope of staying in the hunt.
Miss. Target remains.
Oh, so close. you have to wonder how these guys manage under these conditions. I mean, at this point, the
Hit confirmed.
What a finish. Now, you may have noticed that the typical biathlon caliber ammunition was not used on the course today. What you saw hitting those targets were inert 125mm shells. Safe to say that if those were live, the collateral damage would have been considerable.